And then there was one back in the state where the season all began. It's the state of Florida, but this is not Daytona, obviously. This is the southern part. This is a town south of one of the towns south of Daytona, but it's actually in the very tip of the end of the state of Florida. Near actually in the Miami area, a town called Homestead, Florida, and it's Homestead Miami Speedway. As today we are here for the running of the Ford EcoBoost 400, the 34th and final race of the season for season 23. Also announced this is going to be the finale for the season 24 as well, obviously as well too. And we'll see what we do when the season, we'll see. Well, actually, we'll do how to check the schedule and see how it all comes out for season 24 actually as well. But this is the last race of the season, and it's 41 laps remaining on the tour as we're here today at Homestead Miami Speedway. Here comes the starting line for today's running event. On the pole, it is Quentin Moore in car number 90. He'll be alongside Seth Cole in 45. Second row has Joshua Osborne, car number 99, ex-America's SKF Ford. And number 5, it is Phil Parker alongside. Third row has the now 5-time champion and 5-time winner of the season, Jessica Shelton, number 94 McDonald's Ford. She'll be alongside Chris Starson in car 60, the Power Team Chevrolet. Next row down has Dylan Young in car number 2, the Miller Lite Ford. And number 1, it is Jay Jefferson, the Pennzoil Chevrolet. Next row down is car number 31, Nathan Hudson, and beside him will be number 18, Matt Haas. Then it's number 36, Kev Shearer in the M&M's Pontiac. And number 66, that is Zachary Fitzwater. Next row down, he may be second place in the points coming in. He may be second place in the points for coming in Smith, and maybe for the season 2. Who knows? But he's had a great season so far. 5 wins this season so far. It's Kyle Matthews in number 24. He'll be alongside his buddy Charles Sanford, number 42. Then it's Jesse Turner, 75, in car number 25. It is Johnny Gardner. Then it's Nathan Orman in number 40. And beside him would be car number 44. It is Mike Becker. Next row, Keith Batson at 88, and alongside him, number 22, Dylan Poteet. Keith's won twice this season so far. Poteet's won only once. Brandon Parker, number 20, and Emmanuel Hartnett, number 11, has the next row down after that. Then after that will be car number 21, Marcus Sachi in the Citgo Ford, and Cat Batson, the winner of the season of the Die Hard 500 in Talladega, in number 28. Next row, it is James Henry in 33, and alongside of him, Shane Lake in number 30. Then it's Cole Deaver in number 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevy, the season 21 champion in the series. And beside him will be Ryan Brommer in car number 26. That car, by the way, will be sponsored by Crown Royal next season. The car will actually be sponsored by Irwin Tools next season. Then it's William Brock in number 4, and beside him will be Alex Moore in 71. That 4-car William Brock, that's where he will be next season with the Kodak Ride. Next row will have car number 16, Julius Anderson, and number 12, Rob Evans, and then it's Joshua Collard and Zach Winkle, the next row down after that. Next row after that will be car 77, Paul Minnick, and number 55, Henry Sanford. Then it's Mitchell Collins and Jordan Lopez, 10 and 6, and then it's Scott Collins, number 9, Casey Nanico, number 7, and number 23, Adam Flickinger, starts shotgun in the field. As we said, season 24 will involve the original in-game mod is what we're going to use next season, and we'll have 5 different manufacturers represented. We'll have Ford, Chevy, Pontiac, Dodge, and Toyota all come in for the season. It should be a fun season in season 24, and what racing season 23 is giving us here from Daytona to Homestead. And we hope you enjoyed these final 41 laps of the season. And of course, as always, the points will be distributed at the end of the video, and we'll have a bit of a points run. We'll have a season recap at the end of this video as well. So that all said, here comes the command to fire the engines for the final time in season 23 here at Homestead Miami Speedway for the running of the Ford EcoBoost 400.
Drivers, start those engines!
In-car cameras today will be carried by Seth Cole, who's the pole sitter for the event, as well as the in-car cameras from the man you see driving by, Dylan Poteet, as well as Dylan Young. Those will be carrying in-car cameras in today's event. And our pole sitter, Quentin Moore, is on pit road. His car will not start, and he's out of the race well, I don't know if he's out of the race already or not. Oh my word, and what a bad ending for Quentin Moore this season. The man who won the night race, the man who won the Busch 500 and night race at Bristol this season, and he was top 10 in points coming. He was top 15, I should say, in the points coming into this event. And that's going to move Joshua Osborne up to the pole sitting starting position, even though he technically, even though he'll still get credited for starting third. In today's event, the pole sitting speed by 181 miles per hour. On a bad break for Quentin Moore. His, as we said, his Ford not getting started. Quentin will be with Dodge next season, by the way, with the Racing for Jesus team. That's the Morgan Shepherd team he'll be driving for next season as the green flag flies. And 41 laps will remain on the season, and the Ford EcoBoost 400 is underway. Championship may already be clinched though, but there's still a whole more. There's still pride at stake, and points to be earned as well, because there's several races for position. And of course, not to mention a race for Rookie of the Year, which is currently being led by Marcus Sachi for Rookie of the Year this season. And he's a guy that drives a Sitco car to the inside of Keith Batson right now. And just as we left her at Phoenix, Jessica Shelton leads the race. Shelton has won here at Homestead before. Dylan Young, on the other hand, has not won this track here. And we should also mention, too, this is Chris Dalton's, according to him, his final start in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. He has grabbed 2 wins this season, so he's grabbed 2 wins this season. He's a season 10 champion of this series. That, even though it's an abbreviated season, but still a championship nonetheless. His 2 wins this season came at Darlington and again at Auto Club Speedway in California. He's not won since, but he hopes to today to end his season on a high note without question. And we do, of course, will miss having Darlington in this series, no question. He'll still be with us, though, in our community. But, of course, Darlington a friend to everybody in our community, and I can say that from experience myself. Least ways hanging out with him on TeamSpeak. Nonetheless, he is running second position right now. Dylan Young currently leads the race here. Shelton's third. Fourth is Matthews. Fifth right now is Jesse Turner. He got close to winning a couple races this season. One of those he lost to the guy he's running behind. It's Kyle Matthews, who that came at the third race this season at Richmond. And here comes number 42, Charles Sanford, looking for 6th place, and he's got it. We're just ahead of Joshua Osborne in car number 99. Riding with Seth Cole, his plans for season 24, well, kind of up in the air for him. I guess you might say. Running right by Keith, running alongside Keith Batson. He'll stay with the Yates Racing team next season. Now, I don't know whether he drives the 88 or the 28 cars. Who's to say for Keith? I'm sure if he has drivers, he'd rather drive a Thunderbird, obviously, and I'm sure we can arrange that. Zachary Fitzwater, 66. We don't know which ride he'll take, but I'm sure he'll take one, obviously. Number 1, Jay Jefferson's right there alongside as well. And also in front of him is William Brock at number 4. That as I said again, Brock will take that number. Will keep the number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet next season. That 4's been kind of lucky for him some ways as well. He's won some races in the number 4. Right now, it's still Dylan Young leading this race here. Johnny Gardner, we know he'll have a ride next season, but the question is, which one will he have? That's going to be the question for Gardner in season 24. Seth Cole right there behind. There's Cole Deaver. We know he'll be back with the GM Goodrich. We know he'll be back with the Dale Earnhardt GM Goodrich colors next season. So Deaver looking pretty. So Deaver, of course, a huge Dale Earnhardt fan, and of course Deaver will tell you his favorite moment in NR was when he won the championship in this series in this very car in season 21. Even though it was a Chevy Lumina at that time. But Deaver said he'll always remember that moment forever, winning the championship in the Earnhardt colors in season 21. Deaver right now rides in 17th position. Up ahead of him is Matt Haas, and behind him is Kev Shearer, Alex Miller, and now going through between he, Shearer, and Rob Evans in the 12 car. That 12 car will have Alltel as a sponsor next season as a 2004 Dodge Intrepid. There you see the rest of the field right there as they come through turns number 3 and 4. Lead still being held by Dylan Young, the number 2 Miller Lite Ford. That car also will be a Dodge next season. And it will have the Miller Lite colors still, and it'll be all blue next season too for the Blue Deuce. Of course, Dylan Young will still be the driver of that car here. Charles Sammer now looking low on Jessica Shelton, taking 4th position away. Matthews, Osborne, Jefferson, and Batson all right there behind her. As for Jess, we don't know which car she'll drive next season, if she chooses to drive next season, that is. That is because she has stated that after she wins that 5th championship, though, her plans will probably be up in the air, though, somewhat. So, but she is one of those drivers in this series you'll call a legend, and she's a legend anyway in all of the NNSCRA, no question. Doesn't matter if it's this series or if it's Snickers Cup, Hershey's Cup, or whatever, or Duracell Cup or whatever. But still, you can rank Shelton right up there with guys like. Hold on. With guys like a Dylan Young, Dylan Poteet, or this man here, Kyle Matthews, or of course the president himself, Seth Cole. Not to mention also names like Trent Dunham, Charles Jackson, and many others. But yeah. And those two drivers, by the way, had the distinction of winning in this series as well. back to where we're at right now here as we'll look through all the cars here. Joshua Osborne, that 99 car, will be turned over to Levi McIntyre next season as the Carl Edwards colors. Joshua Osborne will drive a Toyota next season for Furniture Row Racing, the Martin Truex Jr.'s colors from 2016-2017, and I'm sure Osborne would like that as well. Because 2 seasons in a row, he'll get to drive a car of his favorite driver. Jeff Burton was his favorite as of 1999, and I'm sure one of Joshua's all-time faves too, if I know him. But he'll have the Truex car next season, the Bass Pro Shops number 78 Toyota next season. Jay Jefferson will pass over in the air for him. Obviously, Kyle Matthews would know he'll drive the Coors Light Silver Bullet number 42 Pontiac next season, the 1995 Daytona 500 paint scheme that Kyle Petty drove that season. Phil Parker, that car will still be in existence, but we're not sure if Phil will be driving it next season, obviously. Kat Batson, she, like Keith, will stay with the Yates Racing colors, and we're not sure if she'll drive the 28 or if he'll drive the 28. We'll find out. Dylan Poteet will stay with this ride next season, number 22 Caterpillar Pontiac. Alex Miller, not sure about his plans for next season. Same with Mike Becker. I'm sure Becker will want the 43. That is, if Joshua Collard chooses to stay or not. I'm sure Becker will probably want the 43 if that's the case, though, if Collard plans to retire after the season or not. We haven't heard much of Collard for a while, but still. Collard, here. They didn't entirely skunk Collard this year, though. Collard did win the season at Riverside way back in the middle of the season. Paul Minnick, he might sign back up again. Not sure about Sachi. Hartnett, I'm sure we'll want a Joe Gibbs car because there's a 3-car Joe Gibbs team next season. We're not sure which one he'll want, though. Kev Shear, not sure what car he'll want next season. Nathan Orman, same thing for him. Orman made his rookie season's debut in season 21 with the 1993 car set for Cup 90. I mentioned the Cheerios car will be sponsored by. As mentioned, the 26 car will be sponsored by Irwin Tools next season, and it'll still be a Ford. It'll be a Ford Fusion, as a matter of fact, the Jake Murray colors. The 21 car we mentioned that's what the 21 car Sitka will not be on this card next season. It will be Quick Lane Motorcraft, the Trevor Bain colors for season 24. You'll see the Skull Bandit back on the track again next season as well. In the 33 car. Same with the 18 Interstate Batteries machine. The 9 car will be Napa Auto Parts. This is sponsored by that machine. The Chase Elliott colors. Here you see the Jimmy Dean Sausages number 30. I think that car will be Pennzoil next season. I'm not sure, to be honest. You'll see the Valvoline number 6 next season as well. I'm pretty sure it's. Actually, I have debate on which scheme I want this car to be. Whether it's be this scheme or the 1996-97 colors. I'm not sure which one, but you'll see the Valvoline number 6 next season as well. Battle for second place between Dylan Young and Jesse Turner as Chris Dalton goes to the lead. We're past halfway home now, by the way. We have already completed 22 laps, so we have now 19 laps to go. I tell you what, for Dalton, if he holds on to win this race, though, what a tribute that would be for him. If he wins his third race of the season here at Homestead and what may be his final start in this series. Dylan Young is now dropped to third position. Charles Sanford runs fourth. Fifth is Shelton. Sixth right now is Osborne. Then it's Jefferson, Matthews, Seth Cole, and 10th position right now is Phil Parker. Cat Batts running 11th. Keith Batts in 12th. Cole Devers 13th, and yellow flag flies for the first time here today at Homestead Miami Speedway. And I believe it was Alex Miller in 71 that was the cause of the caution flag. Yep, and right there's usually the trouble spot. Usually about this point of the race is where usually the trouble starts at Homestead. Miller was running 16th, and Joshua Carr went to the low side of him. Miller got caught up with the 23 car of Adam Flickinger, and then Carr moves up the track into Miller's car. They drive each other into the inside wall, and that driver's side door completely pancaked on Collard's car, and meantime Miller's spinning like a four-wheel tornado and a horrifying sight about maybe 100 miles per hour and still losing speed. And whoa, Julius Anderson just missed him in a 16 car, just missed. And still came across the start finish line doing a lap of over 170 miles per hour, but still. So Alex Miller, who had a good top 20 run going on, unfortunately for him, ends up in near disaster. And we got word it was a valve problem, by the way. That knocked Quentin Moore out of the race there. That Quentin Moore, again, was to be the pole sitter for the event. But, of course, unfortunately, the car wouldn't start on as the field was getting ready to roll down pit road to begin the pace lap. And, unfortunately, he got teleported on the pit road. That's what we got the word was. It was a valve problem on the Quentin Moore car again. And, again, another one of the 50,000 things that'll break inside your engine. So, yeah. Of course, I'm not a mechanic, so I wouldn't know. So, anyway. Adam Flickinger, the only car a lap down in 40th position. Resetting the field for you here. So, we'll restart on lap number 29. Chris Stollerton leads. Then it's Jesse Turner, Dylan Young, Charles Sanford fourth, Jessica Shelton, Joshua Osborne, Jay Jefferson, Kyle Matthews. Then it's Seth Cole and Phil Parker, the top 10. Green flag back out again, and we're back underway on lap number 29. We have 12 laps to go. Dollarton getting the start he needed here, but Jesse Turner up on his back bumper. And look at Osborne to the inside. 3 wide into turn number 3. And Flores will throw on his XLBar's SKF Ford, and he'll take 4th position away. Dylan Young for 2nd place in car number 2, that Miller Lite Ford. Turns in this track here. This track here, Homestead, very, very wide, and the turns in this track, 20 degrees of banking. Fast lap race so far being set by Cole Deaver at just 180.5 miles per hour. Dylan Young has a second fast lap at 180.3. Remember the pole speed for this event is just over 181 miles per hour here at Homestead. This track kind of reminds you of the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, where we're going to the version of Atlanta that we do use, the pre-97 version. We got 10 laps to go, excuse me, here at Homestead. Dylan Young closing up in car number 2, the Miller Lite Ford. On board with Dylan Young. Pulls right up on the back of Dollarton's car as they come through turn number 4. Young getting a drag off the car. 187 miles an hour, 990, 193 miles an hour into turn number 1. And down about 156 miles per hour in the middle of 1 and 2. Come off turn number 2 at 173 miles per hour, 185, 187, 190. To the low side, goes Young to the inside. He shoves Dollarton up the track into turn number 3. Here comes Dylan Young off turn number 4. Dollarton, does he have the momentum on the high side to keep up? No, he does not. Young leads the lap. Dylan Young out in front, car number 2. Jefferson for 2nd place. Into turn number 3, Dylan Young out in front. Jefferson to 2nd place. Here comes Seth Cole as he tries to get past Dollarton. Seth tries to get past Dollarton, loses. Here comes Shelton to the low side, and Jay Jefferson's going to make a 3. And actually, it's Jesse Turner to the inside for 3 wide. He'll stick Osborne to the high side, Shelton to the low side. Jesse Turner, and I should say Jay Jefferson goes to the lead now in number 1. Getting racy here, they know they have 6 laps to go this time by. Don't pencil in your winner yet. Any of these cars can come up and win this race here. Race ain't over yet. Jefferson, who won the season at the second race at Richmond, looking for his second victory of the season. Dylan Young looking for his third. Dalton looking for his third. Off into turn number 3 they come. Jay Jefferson, car number 1, the Pennzoil Chevrolet. Out in front now with 5 laps to go. Phil Parker trying to hold off Charles Sanford. Riding with Dylan Young another time. 4 laps to go. Trying to close up on Jay Jefferson as they come out turn number 2. Young throws it in the passing gear to the low side of the track. He goes. Into turn number 3. Dylan Young is out front. And look at Shelton, number 94. She wants to close it all up with a... She wants to wrap her season up with a nice, pretty little bow. Three to go. Dylan Young trying to hold them all off. Shelton the third spot. Jefferson trying to find another way to try to get past Dylan Young, but let's see what happens through the third and fourth turns now. They'll be coming out for 2 to go this time by Osborne for 4th position. And he'll take it to come off the 4th turn. Dollarton's dropped back to about the 7th position. 2 laps remaining. Dylan Young looking for that 3rd victory of the season. Jefferson trying for his 2nd. Yeah, and Shelton trying for her 6th. Shelton to the high side as she tries to find any room to the high side of the racetrack here. White flag waves. 1 lap to go for Dylan Young in the Ford EcoBoost 400. Ford's running 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now. And you got the lone Chevy in 2nd position. Dylan Young won the season at Michigan, and he also won the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. He has not won a race since. But here comes to the 3rd and 4th turns here. Jefferson tries to look to the high side of the racetrack here. Osborne trying to look low at Shelton for 3rd spot. But where it all counts up front, off the 4th turn he comes. Dylan Young wins the Ford EcoBoost 400 at Homestead. And appropriately enough, in a Ford. So a big weekend for the Ford execs. A Ford wins the race at Homestead, and a Ford wins the championship, which has already been decided before they even turned a tire at Homestead. But a fine drive for the Miller Lite Chevrolet, for the Miller Lite Ford. Bleh. If I could talk, that'd be great. But Dylan Young takes the victory here today. Jefferson 2nd, Shelton 3rd, 4th will go to Osborne, 5th will go to Jesse Turner, Seth Cole 6th, Chris Dalton in his final race ends up 7th. So close to a window, however, for that team. Kyle Matthews 8th, Charles Hammer 9th, and 10th will go to the 4-car of William Brock. Average speed 148.018 miles per hour. What a season it has been here today. Here, rest of the finishing order here for today. Phil Parker finishes 11th, Johnny Gardner 12th, Cole Deaver 13th, Dylan Pote, Zachary Fitzwater, Kev Shearer, Keith Batson, Kat Batson, Mike Becker, and Emmanuel Hartnett in the top 20. Then it's Brandon Parker, Nathan Orman, Paul Minnick, Zach Winkle, James Henry Sanford, Rob Evans, Julius Anderson, Matt Haas, and Shane Lake, the top 30 in car number 30. Then it's Marcus Sashi, Sky Cummins, Nathan Hudson finishes in 33rd, and Mitchell Collins, Ryan Brommer, Joshua Collard, Jordan Lopez, Alex Miller, and Casey Nanico, the last currently lap in 39th, and Adam Flickinger comes home 40th. while Quentin Moore didn't even get to turn a lap around Homestead, sadly, after starting from the pole, ends up dead last. But we hope you enjoyed the entire 23rd season of the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Here we will review the points for you after this.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
Welcome back, everyone, and the season 23 of Castrol GTX Cup Series is already over now. We will review to you not only the rookie points but also the final points of the season. And first, we will show you the rookie points. And your rookie of the year this season is Marcus Sacchi. He won the rookie of the year title by 8 points, despite the fact he finished behind Alex Miller in the points chase. Miller is second place by 8 points there. Brandon Parker's third. Fourth will go to Julius Anderson in the points chase in the rookie of the year points chase. Adam Flickinger fifth, and Casey Nanico was the last place finisher in rookie of the year points. And now we get to you the finishers for the season of the Castrol GTX Cup Series, and there they are right now. And there's the points there, final points of the season here. Jessica Shelton is a 5-time champion out of the Castrol GTX Cup Series, as she won it by 257 points over Kyle Matthews, who finishes second in the points chase. Keith Batson third. Fourth will go to Joshua Osborne. Fifth place will go to Johnny Gardner in the points. Gardner got by Chris Dallerton for that number 5 spot in the points. Dallerton will finish 6th place in the standings. Cole Bieber 7th. Dylan Young 8th. Charles Sanford 9th. And 10th place will go to Seth Cole in the points, as he beat out Dylan Posey by just about 33 points for that top 10. The stats for the top 10 finishers here: Jessica Shelton, 5 wins, 18 top 5s. That is one over half. That's over half of the races she finished top 5 in. That's how dominant her car has been. And 24 top 10 finishes. So she finished top 10 in all but 10 races this season for Shelton. I mean, that is, like I said, now you see why I said her season was smooth as silk, as for sure. Average finish of 8.94. Average start of 9.62. That is just phenomenal. And 3 pole positions, too. And of course, a total of points of 4,956. So there you go. Kyle Matthews finishes 257 points behind the second position. He had 5 wins, 12 top 5s, 20 top 10 finishes, a 10.9 average finish, and 2 pole positions this season. So not bad season for Matthews himself. And a points finish of almost 4,700 points, 4,699 to be exact. But Matthews a good second place finish in the standings this season. Keith Batson, 2 wins this season, 12 top 5s, 19 top 10s, and 3 pole positions, and an average finishing position of 10.56. Joshua Osborne, he had 2 wins this season, and also 12 top 5s, and also 12 top 10, and also 19 top 10 finishes as well. So same as Batson for sure, except and like Batson, also 3 pole positions. He had, but his average finish this season, Osborne's was 12.65, and he came within about 200 points of passing Batson for the championship. So, or for third position, I should say. Excuse me. Osborne had a few hiccups this season, points wise, but still a good top 5 points finish for him, finishing 4th. His wins includes the at Wilkesboro and the Southern 500 at Darlington, while Batson won at the second race at Charlotte and the second race at Martinsville. Johnny Gardner comes home 5th place in the standings here, and likewise also 2 wins. His wins came at the Winston 500 Talladega and also the second race at Dover. He had 9 top 5s and 19 top 10s, 2 pole positions, and an average finish of 13.50. Chris Dallerton in his final season in the series, he had 2 wins that came at Darlington and at California this season, 8 top 5s and 19 top 10 finishes. No pole positions, unfortunately, for Chris, but an average finish of 13.59, finishes with 4,325 points. And as we said, came close to regaining that top 5 position back. And I would imagine if he'd held on the win that was at Homestead, well, he might have got that top 5. Well, who knows? He did, however, pass Cole Deaver for the 6th position in the points. However, though, Cole ends up with 1 win, 9 top 5s, and 16 top 2 finishes. He had 2 pole positions and a points total of 4,312. Dylan Young, he had 3 wins this season, including that homestead finale, as well as the first race at Michigan and the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Dylan had 1 win, or actually Dylan Young had 3 wins, 8 top 5s and 16 top 10 finishes and 3 pole positions, and a points total of 4,305. Charles Semper, he had 3 wins this season, 9 top 5s, 16 top 10s, and 2 poles. While Seth Cole went winless, unfortunately for him this season, he did, however, accumulate 8 top 5s and 17 top 10 finishes and 1 pole position, and a point total of 4,211. So that's how it all ends up here. Dylan Potey ends up 11th in the standings this season. Jesse Turner was 12th. Bill Parker 13th. Kev Shearer 14th. Cat Besson will finish 15th in the standings. Joshua Collard, who got up his highest 4th in the standings this season, at one point he kind of tailed off at the end, 16th place in the standings. He did score that win, however, at Riverside. Quentin Moore comes home in 17th position in points, despite missing 1 race. That being the Daytona 500. Rob Evans 18th, 19th will go to Jay Jefferson, 20th will go to Matt Haas. 21st, Shane Lake, 22nd, Nathan Orman, 23rd will go to William Brock. Zachary Fitzwater, 24th, 25th to Mike Becker. Nathan Hudson, 26th, Emmanuel Hartnett, 27th, 28th, Sky Cummins, 29th, Alex Miller, and 30th will be Paul Minnick. He failed to score a top 10 points finish, top 10 finish in the standings, or top 10 finish this season, unfortunately for him. Same thing with Henry Sanford. He ends up 31st in the standings. Ryan Brommer, 32nd. Marcus Sachi, 33rd. 34th, James Henry. 35th, Brandon Parker. 36th, Jordan Lopez. 37th, Mitchell Collins. 38th, Zach Winkle. 39th, Julius Anderson. Adam Flickinger, 40th. And Casey Nanico, dead last in the standings, unfortunately for him as well. So that will do it for the season, however. And we ended up having... So all in all this season, we end up having a grand total of 17 winners this season in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. And pretty good amount right there as well, for sure. And so that will do it for the whole season here at Homestead Miami Spirit. Congratulations again to Dylan Young, the winner of the 40 Go Boost 400, and to Jessica Shelton, the Castrol GTX Cup Series champion for season 23. And as always, if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got NRS's gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth calls ours for his channel. And be sure to check out the Duracell Cup Series, the Budweiser All Pro Series, and the Marvel Studios Cup Series, also from the NNSCRA. And to keep up on the Marvel Studios Cup Series, please be sure to subscribe to Thrashmania 899 for that channel. Air Thrashmania 899, of course, being the home of the Marvel Studios Cup Series. And so subscribe to him, and of course he'll keep you going. He'll get you going. And of course, not to mention, keep up on it and look at. And not to mention, look through that channel as well. I hear some of the stuff he does is pretty good. So anyway, that will do it. So some of the best offline decisions are under the NNSCRA umbrella, and you will not regret checking this rest out neither. So thank you all again we hope you enjoy season 23 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Season 24 for Daytona is around the corner for Daytona Speed Weeks, leading up to the season 24 Daytona 500. It should be an exciting season here, as it was in season 23. We thank you all for joining us for the season. We'll see you in season 24 Daytona. For now, this is James Qualls with the production of the NNSCRA. Off-line racing at its best. We will see you at season 24 at Daytona.